Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Akala Kama'at, the Power Prophet, trying to stream from Instagram. And I don't know what's happening here, but it doesn't seem to be working, or is it? I don't know. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm on. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Akala Kama'at, the Power Prophet and Transformational Resonance Mentor. And today I just wanted to follow up a little bit to one of the live streams I did on Release into Prosperity. It really took a metaphysical perspective on what prosperity was and how to call it forth and to sit in it, okay? So this is another metaphysical I should say, applied metaphysical live, which is really focused on self-realization for success. Okay, and so I'm going to do this as quick as possible, but I just want you to know that your conscious attitude and the thoughts you think each day have the ability to invoke mystical power that can make success and happiness a reality in your life. Okay? And the mystical power is the universal presence of the cosmic intelligence. You change cosmic for divine intelligence. Or you could even say God. Okay, so mystical power is a universal presence of cosmic intelligence, which has its presence in the center of the human mind. Okay, and that power, which actually, from which you are created from, right? You are a piece of the cosmos. You are an energetic component placed here to act and do in this corporal frame. But that power that created you is within you and can be reached in numerous ways. The most fundamental of which is through conscious mental attitude, having a conscious mental attitude that calls it forth. Okay, and so positive thinking expresses, negative thinking represses. All right, the mystical power of your mind always strives to release itself into expression in your life. In reality, it alone is the true self of your identity. Okay? And so when we talk about positive thinking expresses and negative thinking represses, it's important to talk about positive thought energies. Okay? As a transformational resonance mentor, I work within these positive thinking energies, okay? And when you think positively on a conscious level in your mind, the mystical power of your divine self, and mystical is spiritual, the spiritual power of your divine self has an opportunity to express through you. This is because the nature of your divine mind is positive. Okay? Filling your mind with higher positive thought energies to enter into and improve your life. Reading from my notes here. So when we talk about negative thought represses, right? The things that constrain us, we're going to talk about the negative thought energies. And negative thought energies filling the conscious mind recede back into your personal subconscious, okay? And forming an inner psychic wall, right? Or barrier against emergence of your higher thought energies or mystical power, spiritual power, okay? And so while maintaining a conscious, positive mental attitude about everything in our lives is essential and quite difficult, I have to add, lots and lots of work to get there. It is most effective when positive thinking has a spiritual foundation. Okay. In other words, spiritually based positive thinking comes as a result of conscious realization that absolute positiveness originates in the universal truth of self-reality. The universal truth of self-reality. So positive thought comes from our attunement to the fact that the spiritual or mystical divine power of our true reality or divine self is working daily in every area of our lives to bring success and happiness. And so how does mystical or spiritual power work through one's conscious mental attitude? Well, by being sensitive to spiritual or mystical power through a spiritually based positive attitude, the conscious mind is open. It's open and receptive to intuitive guidance, okay, from the divine or universal intelligence in our mind. In part, that is what is termed metaphysical science as spiritual ESP, being in tune or receptive to the intuitive guidance from the divine intelligence in our mind is spiritual ESP, extrasensory perception. That's not just all about moving objects through the air or bending a spoon as in the Matrix. The conscious mind receives flashes of inspiration or direction as to what to do in life and when to do it. At the same time, negative thought energy, I'm going to say this, it's a mouthful, negative thought energy failure patterns, those repressive negative thought patterns that rule the subconscious mind become replaced with the positive energy of our divine mind. That's the goal, to get rid of that negative thought repression on us and our activity. And that's in our subconscious mind, just comes out natural in things that we do. It's easy to be negative. They need to be replaced. These negative thought energies replaced with the positive energy of our divine mind, which is always there. The negative mind doesn't exist. It just does not. You are positive. Everything about you is positive, a positive energy, all through and through, in and out, positive energies. And in a psychic sense, whatever we have in our conscious and subconscious mind is being telepathically broadcast out. And we could ascertain what that means for negative thought energies. With mystical or spiritual power influencing both the conscious and the subconscious mind, positive results will come from such telepathy that is spiritual ESP, your intuitive guidance given through the divine intelligence of your mind. So the goal here is to be a truly complete person, right? And we can't do that with negative energies. One who is inwardly aware and outwardly successful. To accomplish this requires genuine contact with our inner true selfhood. And that's accomplished through deep meditation, which is at the core of applied metaphysics. Okay, you know, I hate to say deep meditation because I don't want to turn anyone off from meditating. It takes a while, takes practice to get into that deep state. Okay, and what happens is there are two styles of meditating in the East. Meditation is done with the aim of achieving expansive consciousness, and in that adhere to a strict manner of living in order to achieve that. In the West, where we are, that severe or strict manner of living is not necessarily something that we ascribe to. And therefore, an adjustment must be made in thinking about meditation by utilizing methods for control of more of our surface layers of the mind. Yes, meditational methods for control of more surface layers in the mind. Okay, I'll keep going. It is through these surface layers that higher consciousness must pass if we are to experience a true expansion of inner consciousness. Okay, and it must be emphasized that without the proper conscious mental attitude, and thus a proper subconscious attitude, a psychic blockage of sorts exists between the conscious mind and the higher or divine mind. It is difficult for higher consciousness to pass through and to be realized by the conscious mind with a psychic blockage. All right. And so the work of metaphysics is to move beyond that blockage. So people who think negatively on a conscious level most of the time, filling their subconscious mind with negativity, will not experience as much of their higher consciousness, their divine mind, as those individuals who maintain a positive mental attitude. And the quickest way to rid ourselves of negativity is to focus the mind on truth. That truth being self-truth. When in the midst of negativity, we can remind our conscious mind the truth of who and what we really are, and a peace understanding of wisdom, a peace, understanding, and wisdom will fill our being. In truth, our reality is divinely expressing through physical form and matter. That is the divine being expressed in physical form and matter. And so, there are a lot of biblical references to this. The Father and I are one, that Christ said in the Bible. All of you are equal unto me is another thing that's said. Know the truth, and the truth shall set you free is something else that's said in the Bible for those that want a reference. And these are reference to the realization of oneness with the Creator or divine intelligence, through which negativity should vanish. It vanishes through practice. At the same time, through this oneness, our conscious mind is able to receive experience of the conscious reality of our spiritual self, our true self. So I'm going to give you a little task to do when thinking about self-realization for success. So every morning for the next, say, 7 days, we're going to read affirmations, and I'm going to speak them and put them into the description. You're going to read these affirmations to start your day. After doing so, select one affirmation and then sit with that in a meditative or light meditative state. For those of you who can go deep, go into a deep meditation state. And program your mind with it as follows. So many times during the day, the following affirmation will enter my mind, and you can pick one from those that I'm going to put in the description or say right now, or you can come up with your own. Whenever you break your schedule from saying this every day, first every morning and then every day, for the next 7 days. Take the affirmation out and read it to yourself a few times, being certain that the meaning is accepted by your mind. And I'm going to give you some affirmations here. My conscious mind is ruled by the spiritual power of my divine mind this day. My conscious mind is one with my universal divine mind this day. I am positive in my conscious mind because the Creator's mind is within me. The divine mind within me is positive about everything in my life this day. I'm going to say that again. I'm positive in my conscious mind because the divine intelligence within me is positive about everything in my life this day. You see, they keep saying this day. You do it every day. Okay. Another, I am positive in my I'm positive in my conscious mind because the spiritual power of my divine mind is working for my good this day. I'll give you a couple more. I expect good in my life because the divine is the true life of my being and reality this day. One more time, I expect good in my life because divine intelligence is the true life of my being and reality this day. I expect prosperity in my life because my mind is attuned to my infinite source of supply this day. I'll give you one more. I am that which I am, and the divine is the true self of that which I am. So you can say these every day for 7 days, then choose one and sit in it. In meditative state, light meditation state, your eyes can be partially open, but quiet, okay? And let it come into your mind. If you forget what that one affirmation is, you're going to continue. Write it down. And if you break your schedule, just jump back in. So again, every morning for 7 days, read all the affirmations I provided to start your day. After doing so, by saying these affirmations each morning for 7 days, or the start of your day, whichever time that is, select one affirmation and then go into a light state of meditation and program your mind with it, saying it over, having it in your mind so that it becomes just there and goes into your subconscious mind. So you are operating in synergy with the divine intelligence and its synergy with your divine mind. Self-realization for success. That is my metaphysical, practicing metaphysics lesson number 2. The first one is release into prosperity. All right. I thank you so much for your time and attention today. You have been phenomenal with your effort to sit here and watch this if you did. And if you're coming later, I appreciate the time you've taken. If something resonates, please put something into the comments. Okay. This is not YouTube, but please comment if something resonates and if you choose, please follow. All right. And so I just really want to thank you, beautiful souls, again, for the attention to this video. I'll put up clips a little later of this. Please have a blessed day. And this is Dr. Akila Kamaat saying, remember, positive mind expresses, the negative mind represses. Be blessed. Bye-bye. Oops.